These are some sample policy screens I have copied from DITI website. Hyperlinking policy is there. Link to any general hyperlinking policy, there should be these 2 points mentioned: links to external websites and links to this website by other website. So, these are the 2 points, basic points, which are the part of hyperlinking policy. This is a sample privacy policy. What privacy policy you have to mention in the privacy policy. And this is also a sample copyright policy. I have copied the screens from the DITI website. So, these are the sample policies for our reference. You may refer the DITI portal for these policies. Whenever you are hosting your website with a service provider, the service provider should provide 24/7 service. And not only this, the service the service provider should have a disaster recovery plan. In case of any disaster, they should provide how they will recover your system, how they will recover your application. Then the help desk should be provided by the service provider. With the help desk may be email support or phonetic support, but help desk should be there. The service provider should have intrusion prevention system in place, because nowadays we are facing various security problems and data is very important. That is why the intrusion prevention systems should be adopted by hosting service providers, and we should decide the service provider will take the regular backup or it's responsibility of the organization. So, even though I am taking the backup as an organization, the service provider should also provide me the facility of regular backups. The automated backups should be given by hosting service providers. So, whenever you are dealing with a service provider, whenever you want to launch launch your website, your e-governance application with the service provider, you are hiring some space, then you should, whenever he is giving 24/7 service, that means he should give all these 4 services also: disaster recovery, help desk support, intrusion prevention and backup system. In a nutshell, we should say that all websites, applications, any web-based applications, e-governance applications should comply these guidelines. These guidelines are called as GIGW, Guidelines for Indian Government Websites. So, these guidelines should be followed by any e-governance applications, and it should have a security certificate. It should work across various browsers and operating systems, and it should follow the accessibility guidelines and all these Maharashtra government guidelines also, whenever your department is specific to Maharashtra government. Government departments are empowered to ensure that the websites become user-centric, user-friendly and universally accessible, because whenever we are giving an e-governance application, e-governance service, the service which is given by internet, with the help of internet, with the help of website, portal, the service should be user friendly. The person who is using the service should be comfortable to use the service. It should be in own language. That is why the main is the user centric. The client is more important. And it should be universally accessible. It should be accessed by anybody, anywhere, anytime. Then entire life cycle of the website is the main backend process and policies. There should be proper policies in place, there should be proper workflow in place, there should be proper smooth operations of, there should be activities should be properly defined, who should do what, and the guidelines should be properly followed. Now we are discussing some of the issues and challenges. There are some technical issues, privacy issues, security, social, infrastructure, accessibility, usability and acceptance, economic issues, legal and other issues. These are some of the issues and challenges whenever we design any e-governance application. So we will see these issues further. In technical issues, IT infrastructure is definitely a backbone of any e-governance application. Whenever we say e-governance, the E is small and G is capital, because electronic government, we can see the E, we use various infrastructures, that is small, the importance is given to less, very less important is given to the technical issues, and the more important givens to government. That is why E is small and G is capital. But even though it is that, the IT infrastructure is the backbone of e-governance. Interoperability with existing software and hardware platform is the key success factor, because many times we face problems that my software is not compatible with the hardware, or sometimes the software is a isolated software, it is not running on some of the other hardware platforms. So it is very important that the software and hardware platform should be interoperable, and legal aspects like security, privacy should be also considered whenever you are dealing with the personal data or financial transactions. As we have discussed earlier, there are some privacy issues also. Sometimes the confidential information, personal data is given on the website, so it should be properly supported. The privacy and confidentiality is highly valued, and it should be properly maintained on our website. There should be ideal cyber policy, and we should follow those policy also. It is the backbone for citizen support. Whenever we are dealing with some financial transactions or any personal data, the financial transactions demand the security definitely, and ideal cyber security policy should be in existence for sound and secure e-governance and critical infrastructure. If you are running any e-governance application, we should have this cyber security policy in place. There are some social issues like acceptance and usability by a large variety of people, and interface must be usable by rich and poor, by any person. He may be a rich or poor, disabled or elderly people, or maybe having low literacy, or there may be some language problem. So these issues should also be considered by designing any e-governance application. There are some infrastructure issues also, like social, geographical, economical disparity. These issues should also be considered. The e-governance application should be available to one and all citizens. He may be residing in any city or any village. The service you are giving should be accessible by the person. The internet connectivity may be from satellite, from phone lines, or through cables, televisions, from any means. Whatever connectivity you can provide, in rural area also, especially for the persons in rural area also. So these are some issues. Many times we face problems whenever the person is not getting connected to the site and not getting the server. Maybe the infrastructure is not proper, the connectivity is not proper. So these are the issues should be considered while designing any e-governance application. If you are giving any service in the rural area and there is no internet connection, then you can think of giving service with the mobile devices, with the text messages also. So we can think of these alternatives. Your website application should be accessible by all. It should be accessible by anybody from anywhere at any time. 24 by service, 24 by 7 service should be provided, and with any device, any literacy, any computer phobia person having computer phobia, any type of person should be able to access the service, should be able to access the e-governance service which you are providing. Usability and acceptance issues, this is specifically for the persons in rural areas where they need some guidance, some support. In that case, we have to design the system in such a way that it is more user friendly, and that should be more effectively designed. And this is you have to rethink while designing the website, that whether these persons can access the website, whether they can use the website effectively, whether it is in their own language, whether it is comfortable to use the website. So, we have to reconceptualize the government services, the government website also, which we are designing. There are some economical issues, like e-governance means less interaction with government servants. It will help to reduce corruption. So, economic issues are mainly concerned with return of investment, and definitely